Welcome to 1017 Twilight's Podcasting. I am your host, Miru, and here we got a special guest. Can you introduce yourself now?
Hi, I am Caitlin Domraw.
Okay. Now, HS, how long have you been diagnosed with this here skin disorder?
I've had it since I was maybe 10 to 11 years old, and I got diagnosed when I was around 13.
Oh, geez. How has anything affected your life?
Around when I was probably like in the first grade, I started noticing that I would constantly get the boils. It would affect me to the point where later on around middle school, I had to be using, not so normal stuff that a kid should be using, like walkers, wheelchairs, things like that, accessibility stuff. Um, I had to drop out of school at some point because I started taking Humira and it affected my immune system. I ended up getting typhus because of it, and I ended
What?
up paralyzed from the waist down after that, and I had to drop out of high school because at the time the doctor had told me your health is more important. School is not that important at the moment. You need to focus on yourself.
It paralyzed you from the waist down?
Yeah, and I was like that for about a year.
You're no longer paralyzed, are you, man?
No. I mean, I do have mobility issues, but that's for a different reason. Apparently, when you have HS, since it's autoimmune disease, and you can get other things with it, like I now have like a heart issue. I have other issues because of it. I also have arthritis, and it affects how I move around. But yeah, that's what I had gotten at the time. I've had a lot of skin grafts done, things like that. But yeah, it's affected me to the point where I don't work. I'm on disability now. I've been on disability for a very long time, for years, because I can't get a job. There's no way. I have too many doctor's appointments. I'm always in and out of the hospital. There's no way I can be able to work.
Mm.
So I've never really had the problem of needing to find work or anything like that. Would I like to work? Yes, but it's not possible. I have no mobility in my arms and I can't stand for a long period of time. It won't pan out.
Oh my God. Um, can you if you don't mind me asking, can you explain how it paralyzed you? Um,
I had gotten bit by a sick flea because we had a lot of dogs in the house, and after that, I realized like the next day, my legs would lock, like from the knee, it would lock, and they would become very wobbly, and I would try to be able. My mom was helping me like walk around, and next thing I know, my leg locked, and I ended up falling forward. They had to call the ambulance to come get me. They thought, oh, it's in her head. This is just something to get attention. The doctors in the child hospital had decided, let's try to see with the parents not in the room if this is just her doing it for attention. They had me from underneath the arms and they pulled away their arms and I went falling
Mhm.
to the floor. Then they
What?
realized, yeah, then they realized it wasn't in my head. I wasn't making it up. It was an actual problem. When they finally did, the whole panel, they realized, oh, you have typhus. That's why you can't walk right now.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah,
That's scary. So
it
like,
is.
don't keep talking.
Um, uh, Another thing is, it took them a full blown almost a year and a half for me to be able to get physical therapy. They didn't want to pay for it.
Mm. But your insurance?
Yeah, my insurance at the time didn't want to pay for it.
Wow.
And my mom and I give my mom and dad a lot of credit because they've helped me through a lot. They actually brought me back to be able to walk again and stuff. And I can walk. I just right now I have a lot of issues with the arthritis and stuff, and I do use my wheelchair a lot. But yeah, it's very difficult. And right now, I've been through like how you're in a rehab. I've been through rehabs, and they've helped somewhat, but sometimes it's insurance. Ain't gonna lie to you, they don't pay for you to stay there long term.
Mm-hmm.
At best, they'll give you a month, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and it sucks when, especially when you really need it.
Yep. I know.
And you know what I mean. Like, it's my stuff can be at a stage 4. It takes, I don't know if you know, but it takes a long time for a healing process.
Mm-hmm.
It takes wound vacs. It takes a lot of surgeries. Of, I don't know about you, but I've been on diets, and sometimes they don't work
Mm-hmm.
for the inflammation and stuff. I also take, they give me pills for the inflammation. It helps a little bit, but it's not much of a help.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm having issues going to see the doctor just because of it takes about a month just to be able to see, to make an appointment to see the
Yep.
doc, because I need them to be able to get a thing for a dermatology and for a plastic surgeon and all this other stuff. It takes insurance is not our greatest friend.
Terrible.
Not gonna lie to you.
Yep.
They're not, because I don't know about you, but I'm at a stage 4, and I'm always in pain, constant.
Yep.
The pain medication always tolerates from, Advil to like Advil dual action, which is ibuprofen and Advil,
Mm-hmm.
and just to be able to tolerate things,
Yep.
it sucks. It takes a village to be able to help with this stuff. It
Yes, it
really
does.
does.
I agree.
It really does. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna front about it. I cannot do shit on my own. I can't like do my own laundry and stuff like that. I have to have my mom. My mom provides for me. She's my provider. She does, she makes my food, she does all my laundry and stuff like that. And then she also cleans my room and helps me with stuff. And it sucks because I feel bad. You know what I mean? I
Yes,
don't know if you've ever
ma'am.
been in that situation where you gotta
Oh
be
yeah.
relying on people. It
Mm-hmm.
it makes you feel horrible. And yeah, it I'm thankful for my dude because he supports me emotionally. It's hard. It takes a village. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yes,
I
it
got
does.
my I got my brothers, my mom, my dude and his family. It's hard.
Yes, it is.
And then they tell you, this doesn't have a cure. You gotta bear it and grin. It's kind of what they basically tell you, right? More or less. And they want you to take all these medications like Humira or all this other stuff. I don't know about you, but I'm petrified of needles.
That I had a reverse effect on Humira. That was the first medication I started on, and it made it
That's
worse.
the first one that I
Yep.
took, and it made it worse. And
Thank you.
that's how I got the typhus, because it lowers your immunity to other things. You're
Yep.
basically a newborn child. You can get anything. And
Yep.
after, I ain't gonna lie to you, after the Humira, I stayed that way with the, getting sick. I can get anything. And they tell you, oh, when you take either that or like a steroids, because apparently you can't. When I went to the dermatologist, they would have me on antibiotics and steroids.
Yep.
And she's like, you need to be careful with these. They're gonna help you, but you will what is it? You'll become where you have no immune system. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, right now, that's a chance I'm willing to take because they helped. But at what cost, you know? And
Yeah.
they were only for a little bit, and then she would cut me off. And when she would cut me off, I would break out in hives because my body was so used to the, you know, the stuff already. And my wounds would come back harder because I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't on it no more.
Mm.
So it's difficult. I ain't gonna lie to you. And now I have like new areas that I did not know could get wounds, and it's crazy why I would think they wouldn't get there. Like it's on my back area now.
What?
There, yeah, because I have it in my armpit on the right side. It decided to do the whole curve of my back on that side, and let me tell you, that is like the worst freaking pain that I have ever felt on my wounds. Is when I sit up from my bed, it feels like as if my skin's being ripped off. And I'm just like, oh, it hurts so fucking much. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't wish this pain on anybody.
Me,
It
me
is,
either.
me, it's like the most horrendous thing that I go through. It like, there's times where after wound care, I'm just like done. I usually wait till it's like 12 to 11 o'clock at night. So after I take my shower and stuff like that, because after I'm done, I can just lay down and go to bed. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's such a nuisance, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
Because
It is.
after you do it, you're blown for the rest of the fucking day. They're what the whole day because you don't feel good
Mm-hmm.
because it hurts so freaking badly. And
Yep.
feel if there's a flare up and the wound itself feels irritated, you know what I mean? If it feels irritated, even worse. I hate when they're like that because it makes things more difficult for the person. And
Mm-hmm.
me and you both know how that feels. It feels horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you might as well have pop candy in my mouth. The Advil was nothing. It's like
They know
I don't know.
Advil will help with this, man. Like Tylenol,
No,
Advil, ibuprofen.
it
That's not
doesn't.
doing nothing. Like that
And
don't do nothing.
it
Like
doesn't do anything. But have you had
maybe
any?
that's a
How?
few,
What's your worst experience with the hospital? Be honest. Like what have they? What BS have they told you?
oh, the worst. I don't have so many bad experiences. Um. Oh, one of my worst experiences was uh, I actually went. I was going to a dermatologist appointment, and they put me on the same antibiotic that I was on for 2 years straight, doxycycline.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? It
yeah.
doesn't do nothing for me.
It
Like
doesn't do anything. It doesn't
nah,
do anything.
nothing.
It doesn't. I hate that because they put me on that all the time, and I don't do nothing. It does a little blue pill. It don't do nothing. It's a round blue pill. It don't do anything. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
do anything. It don't do nothing but just sit there in our immune system and just kicks it off. It don't do
Mm-hmm.
anything. I think the worst part about it is that they always think that we're over exaggerating.
Mm-hmm.
And in my case, it's like someone like, oh, okay, I'm gonna give a description here. If someone got an ice cream scooper and just went at my skin, like there's no skin on some of the areas of the wounds, and it's like raw meat, and it just like, you're telling me that you're thinking that I'm making this shit up because I have it freaking everywhere. And yeah, it's difficult to move. I literally like be lucky I'm capable to transfer from a stretcher to the bed in the hospital bed and be able to get myself, like they're like trying to help me. I'm like, don't touch me. I don't know if you remember that one scene from Cusco's New Groove, no touchy. Like I don't want to be touched. Like
Yeah.
don't touch me because all you're gonna do is fucking hurt me. And yeah, don't do that. Like they'll be all like trying to grab my arms or underneath my arms. I'm like, don't, please.
Mhm.
I'm like a damn cat with its hair standing up. Don't do it, please.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
that shit, they're trying to grab you and they're very rough, if that makes any sense, and it fucking hurts. And I'm just like, just don't do it. Leave me the hell alone. Let me go on my own pace. I'll get there when I get there.
Mhm.
And by the time I get in, they're like, okay, so show us. And they see what the hell's going on. And they're like, yeah, no, you need some help. I was like, you think? You think I need help? My God, I'm in here just for the pain meds. No,
Yeah.
I need some help. Like, I had one doctor in particular, tell me, oh, you're just dirty. You need to go shower.
What?
Well, yeah, they're like, you're just non hygienic. And it's pretty fucking sad. They told the pharmacy this that I go to, the pharmacist. And
What?
my mom came home and she's like, you know what the pharmacist told me? And I was like, no, what? She's like, that you need to shower more. I was like, what? Lord. And that's because that day I just fucking showered too. Like, what the? Every time I go to the hospital, one thing I'd be sure is that my bag is packed and that I am showered at least, because I know it's gonna be a fucking while before I do it again. When
Yep.
you're at the hospital and I live in a small town. I don't know about you, but I live in a small town. I gotta go to a different hospital just to get the proper care that I need.
Mhm.
So I know it's gonna be a hot minute before I take a shower. So I
Mhm.
shower the day that I go to the hospital. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's ridiculous. They either do that or they'll give you a steroid shot and send you home. I
I
don't
bet.
like that shit either. They'll
Yeah.
give you like a steroid shot and a Tylenol. And I'm just like, well, the steroid shot I can't do at home, but the Tylenol I can. It's ridiculous. And
Yeah.
I'm a hard stick for an IV. So just to get like the pain meds, it sucks. It really does.
Yep.
Mm. And then some plastic surgeons don't know how to deal with you because HS is taboo, if that makes any sense. It's a very uncommon illness to deal with, and they don't know how to deal with it. That's
Yep.
another thing I noticed. Like in my town, I don't think that I know of anybody really has this issue. Because every time I go to the hospital, they're all like, "Oh, what do you have?" And I tell them, and they're like, "Well, what's that?" And I'm just like, they're having to educate them on what it is. Like, aren't you a doctor? Shouldn't you have learned something? Like, I don't know. I don't understand it, but that's just the way it's been for me, at least.
Mm.
I I really don't know how a lot of people deal with this. And what my thing is that this stuff is hereditary. Like
Yep.
I got it from, what's weird is that it skipped a generation in my case. Like my grandfather's dad had it and he passed from it. They just didn't know what it was at the time. They said that because I remember my grandfather telling me, I remember asking him, how he passed. And he's like, oh, he had a hole on the back of his neck and it got infected. And I was like, a hole. And then later on, when I got this stuff and I was like, hey, Grandpa, did they ever figure out how he got that hole? And he's like, nope. He just had the hole in the back of his neck and it was so big, like the size of a quarter.
Hmm.
And it got infected and he died.
Jeez. Oh my
And I was
god.
like, what the heck? And I was like, I thought to myself, it was probably the hydronitis, I guess. And he had it in that one area. And since back then they didn't, go to the doctor, and men typically don't like going to the doctor unless it's needed. He just had it, and I guess it got infected like with flies or whatever, and
Mm.
he passed. He ended up getting septic and passed. And then
What?
my on that side of the family, my cousins have it. Their form is completely different from ours, though. She says it's just like boils, and I'm just like, my ours is not like that. It opens up and it's everywhere. And she just gets hers in random areas, and I'm just like, oh, well, that must be nice in just those areas. It must be nice to just have it there and it's not exposed. It's, and it's not like completely like ours. It's completely different. I know all of ours is different, but it's just completely. She's like, why don't you just pop it? Oh yeah, just pop it. And that's not gonna work. Ours just doesn't just pop. It tunnels. It tunnels like deep in our skin. There's no fucking way we're gonna be able to get rid of that shit. Um, her and her daughter have it, and I didn't know that until later on the when I had the typhus, and she came down to visit me from Houston.
Mm.
She's like, "Hey, I wanted to tell you, and I was too scared to tell you before, but I have what you have." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's new. At least I know I'm not the only one."
Mm.
You know, my mom, she doesn't have it either. She just has bad acne, and she'll get like she can treat that easily. But from what I heard, this is the worst case of acne
Yeah.
that
Yep.
what we have.
It's like acne on steroids.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was just like, well, ain't that some fucking shit? So all y'all bastards got just acne. Hooray.
Yeah, what you feel, man?
Yeah, well, because no, my brother, he has really bad face acne, and on his back, he gets like just a bunch of whiteheads everywhere. I'm just like, I worry about him, because his stuff, like, he tells us, like, it hurts his face, it bothers him, and I'm just like, I get very paranoid. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
I've heard people getting this stuff later in life than way before we did, and I'm just like, please try to clear that shit up. Like I tell him, like, wash your face with some stuff, or don't eat so much sugary substances. I don't know. Like, it's frustrating. Health issues are no fucking joke, dude. Like,
No, they're
I
not.
why do you now? I have like because apparently the HS can connect to a lot of things. I don't know about you, but I have rheumatoid arthritis, like in my knuckles and my hands, in my feet, in my knees, and then I also have a small little heart issue where my heart rate can go from normal to like 130 something just from standing up. I have POTS too.
Mm.
It's just something that I didn't know about because I don't know, it just connects somehow. So I feel like at this point I have a small miniature pharmacy in my dang kitchen because of all the pills that I gotta take,
Mm.
all the
Jesus.
vitamins, all the vitamins, because we're lacking so much stuff. Like, I gotta take a iron pill,
Yep.
vitamin A, fish oil, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm.
Have you tried like any like dieting stuff that they say would help you?
Yeah. Yeah. I need to get back on it. Yeah. I stopped eating a lot of calories. I stopped eating, well, not now, but at one point in time, I was eating sugary foods. I wasn't eating spicy foods. I wasn't drinking milk. I was like a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Did it help you?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. At the time,
I
but
would
then,
say, uh-oh. What happened? Oh no. There
Okay,
goes.
yeah, my bad. Yeah, it's just you gotta have discipline, like to keep it going. So that's that on that side. It's my fault because, like I said, when I had changed my diet, I ain't saying it stopped, but it did help. It helped a lot, like a whole lot.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a good thing that you're in the rehab. That way you can be able to tell them to do that for you. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's a lot easier to do it there than it is out here in the real world because there's so much temptation when it comes to food wise, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And right now, I don't know if you noticed, but healthy shit is gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
expensive. It's hard to maintain. That's the problem.
Hmm.
'Cause I was on an anti-inflammatory diet. You know what that consists of?
I can only
It
imagine that, but
consists of like a lot of chicken, turkey, fish. You can't have a lot of red meat. And if you do, you have to have grass fed. I don't know about you, but grass fed is a bitch. It's expensive. That's the cow, the normal cows that are not, induced with stuff in it. You know what
mm,
I mean? It's expensive. I might as well just go ask a damn friend to go kill a cow for me.
what?
Yeah. It is expensive. I remember when things were still high on prices and it was expensive. I can imagine now. No, thank you. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And it consisted of that. I had to have a certain type of milk. I could only have
Yep.
bread like twice a day. There was no sugar involved. The only sugar I could have was fruit. Um, a lot of vegetables. I mean, it sucks because there's not many menu options that are like that, you know?
Hmm.
And to figure out ways to build spice things up. I couldn't even you can't even add seasoning to your meal. It's very plain.
Yep.
The only thing like you could put like to if you're making like mashed potatoes or something, all you could do is add salt, pepper, and a little bit of milk. Very plain.
Hmm.
And it helped a little bit, and I'm probably gonna have to get back on it because that's what my mom's planning to do for me to be able to see if it helps. But it takes a lot of discipline. A
Oh
lot
yeah,
of it.
yeah,
And it's hard. Like that shit right there takes a village because it's hard to be able to manage that and maintain it to keep it.
yep. Maintain it.
Like I don't know how people like I can't even fast food too. I can't eat that. I wouldn't be able to.
Mm.
That there is hard for me too because I'm like I love fast food. I ain't gonna lie to you because when times are hard, I mean you just gotta bear it and grin, you know.
Yeah,
But other than that, yeah, it's been difficult. I don't know. Dealing with this, living with it from day to day, that's all you gotta do is go day to day.
yep,
That's all I gotta say about it. If you have it, all you need is a good system,
support
good
system.
family system. You need
Yes.
yourself a village. You need friends. You know, it sucks because I would love to do things. I don't know how to fucking drive. I'm 24. I don't know how to drive. Never
Mm.
learned because how do you expect somebody to drive if they're stiff as a board and I can't move my arms that well. You know what I mean? How is that possible for me to drive?
Mm.
I've been a passenger princess for the past about 10 years now. I ain't gonna lie to you, I like it because the anxiety of the road is now no joke nowadays. Everybody
Mm.
drives like crazy people. Can't trust it. But
Mm.
yeah, I you need a lot of good friends and you need a good head on your shoulders. And with this issue, I've got anxiety and depression.
Mm.
So a good
Sorry to hear that.
therapist, um, somebody to talk to, a good emotional support animal. And trust me,
Mm.
I got about 7 of them little bastards. Emotional support animals.
The road
I'm
there.
telling Hey, they help when they need to, especially when I don't feel well. They just know, man. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
connect with them, it it helps.
Yeah, they know. They know.
They know, they're not stupid. You know, they feel when you're upset. They know when you're hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get one that's smart enough, they'll know what to do when you need them. You know, my
Mm-hmm.
mom, I give her a lot of credit when credit's due. She doesn't have to deal with me because of my age, but she still does because she's my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her dearly because she's dealt with me for so much. She's lost jobs. I remember at one point she had to quit work because I was in the hospital, and I'm in Driscoll Children's for about 4 months at that time. I stayed there whole time, 4 months. Didn't go home. Not once. And my mom and dad would stay the night there all the time. It really does take a village to deal with this stuff. So it's hard. You know, you need your friends, family, a good doctor that's gonna be able to help you and not, you know, understand you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you don't have a good doctor, find yourself one. There's plenty of doctors, I'm pretty sure. If you gotta drive out of town for it, then do it, because I've heard some people say that they get mislooks just because of what we have.
Mm-hmm.
They blame it on weight. They blame it on how you maintain yourself on your body care, and that's not the case. You know what I mean? It's difficult. And not everybody has the luck of getting this stuff. So honestly, if it's hard to be able to find people that are like us that have HS, you know, it's difficult. And I'm glad that I have my cousin. I rarely talk to her, but still, it's good to know that someone in my family is not, I'm not alone. It's good to be able to have that support. You know what I mean? Especially when you're going through a hospital stay, a rehab visit, anything that comes down to it, like surgery. Um, it's good to have that support, because doing it alone, it's scary. It really is. I know that at one point it was scary for me because I had to be in rehab for a long time, and it sucks being in there, but I know I needed it. But not being able to have anybody to visit sucks. Not seeing, you know, family or friends or whatever, it does suck. But, you know, I hope that people learn from this and try to be able to get the help they need. Go to that dermatologist, go to your doctor, try to get the right plastic surgeon. Um, Try to figure out ways of how to balance yourself. That way you don't end up with a worser stage. If you're at a stage 2, try to be able to take care of it. You know what I mean? It sucks when you're already at a stage 4, because the pain tolerance, I don't know about you, but after a while of having this stuff, my pain tolerance was so good. By now, I've had this since I was, you know, a young kid. I'm already 24. It is shot. I guarantee you could probably hit me with a fucking pillow and I would go down. Guarantee
Mm-hmm.
you. Like, this is bad. Like, at this point, I went from, like, if I could have been a fucking turtle and have a hard shell, at this point, my shell's already gone. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just fully exposed. I can't do it. Like, I will fight anything to be able to just be at peace and be calm, and not to be like say anything scary. But at one point late last, I think this year, yeah, this year, I ended up going into the hospital and they were going to give me antibiotics. They gave me antibiotics that I was allergic to. And it was on my file that I was allergic to the antibiotic. They gave it to me anyway. And I almost passed from it because I had an allergic reaction. I couldn't talk anymore. Like I felt like where I couldn't talk. And I would try to talk and it would kind of hurt a little bit. My vision and my hearing started going. And I'm there like an idiot trying to tell the nurses, like, hey, I need help. They're like, oh, if you don't say anything, we're going to leave. And I was like, what the hell? And I was like, allergy. Like, that's the only word I could get out of my mouth. And they noticed like something was wrong. And I eventually blacked out. And all I could do was hear them. That was it. Hear them. They popped what is Benadryl in my mouth and gave me some water. The first time I spit it up, the second time it went through and I was able to come back. I literally thought I saw the light for like 2 seconds. For a few seconds, and I'm not gonna lie to you, those few seconds were the only amount of peace I got. I didn't feel a fucking thing for those 2 seconds. And when I came back, I felt everything. I was like, good Lord. You know what I mean? I think us as a people and as a whole, we've been through a lot. We go through a lot of bullshit is what we go through. With surgeries and skin grafts and all that stuff, we go through a lot. You're doing the luck of the draw, to be honest with you. You don't know if you're gonna wake up from that table. There's that chance you're gonna take. You know what I mean? They tell you, you know, you have to sign away or whatever, and they tell you if anything happens, if you want blood and all that whatnot, and yeah, it's a lot. We go through a lot of stuff, surgeries, and what is it called? Those stupid things that they put on the wound. The things that suction. I always forget. Wound vacs. I don't know about you, but I hated those damn things. I hated them.
I came to cut you off, but I gotta take my medicine, so I gotta. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I gotta handle some business. I'll see you the link. Thanks for tuning in. Well, joining, and I'll see you the link, and we can discuss this. We could do a part 2 too if you okay with it.
That's fine. I don't mind.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you the link after I publish everything.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Thank you.